Alright, hello everyone. My name is Bianca Brooks, and today I am going to be giving you your review for Black Ink Crew Season 2, Episode 2. Let's get started. The episode starts with Walt and Teddy standing outside the store, and Walt is there like, well, I just got demoted, so I can't open the shop anymore. Walt, you should be grateful you still have a job after getting your nails done during company hours. In the next scene, Caesar and his sister Tiffany meet up for lunch to talk about his relationship and talk about the shop. And he says, I think I should keep the two separate, and I think that's best. I don't know if Caesar just had an epiphany, but I think that's best. And he says that he loves the relationship he has with Duchess, but sometimes they fight like Mayweather and Holyfield. And I don't know how healthy that is, but nobody can really tell him anything when it comes to Duchess, so we'll let him figure that one out. In the next scene, the Grand Marshal comes, and Con Edison comes to cut the power off, which is just that's how you know. Okay, you live in the hood. Okay, I already knew that it was the hood because, you got Poppy standing in front of the store, and, you got people pushing the supermarket carts and people playing craps in the streets, but that's how you know. And then Teddy, no, not Teddy, it was Walt who made the joke. It was so funny. He's like, next thing you know, they start packing up the shop and there's no more shop anymore. I thought that was hilarious. And I felt bad for Oh Shit because I know that he had somebody coming in to do a tattoo and he really needed that money. And I know what it's like to think that you have money coming through and then all of a sudden like a monkey wrench gets thrown in your day and you can't get that money anymore. So I felt bad for him. Now, I really like this next scene. In the next scene, Oh Shit goes to his bail bondsman and they're like, dude, where have you been? Oh Shit is like, well, I'm sorry, work and, just things have been coming up and, they're like, you have to be here. We don't care what's going on in your life. And he's like, I'm trying to be here, I had to pay $100 for a cab to get here. Okay, if you live in the New York City metropolitan area, might I suggest you take the train or the bus? Because you can in one scene complain about money, and then in another scene say that you paid $100 to take a cab. No. And Oh Shit is so funny. He says in his confessional, I thought that we were cool because I did one of their tattoos. You better make sure you don't miss any more of your appointments with them. But they let him off the hook and they tell him, look, you be here, just be here when you have to be here and everything will be fine. Because you can't see your children or your family from jail, which is true. Or you can, but I don't think that's how he wants to see them. In the next scene, Caesar and Duchess sit down for dinner. Okay, I wasn't even paying attention to that whole talk. All I could focus on was their lips and how dry it was. You can't have lips that big and have dry lips, all right? This whole episode needs to be sponsored by CarMax because that's all I could stare at. Next scene. This is my favorite scene. Erica Mena wants to cover up on her hand her Rich Dollar tattoo. But Caesar is like, well, you're thinking, well, Rich Dollar is my boy. I don't think I should do this. Caesar, you just got your power cut off, all right? We have a business to run, okay? It's nice to have friends, all right? But you have to run your business, all right? I don't think Rich Dollars is, honestly, I don't think he'll do much for you if your business gets put out. So, suggest you do that tattoo. And he's like trying to pump information out of Erica like, oh, so you're trying to say never, ever, ever again when it comes to Rich? Dude, what does it have to do what does it have to do with covering up her tattoo? Just cover up the tattoo. He's like, well, I don't want to get involved in this. You could ask Duchess when she gets here. And then they walk into the shop and then we see them playing around with cupcakes and Walt is just like not feeling the public display of affection. And later on, Duchess and Erica sit down to talk about her tattoo and what she wants done. And Caesar turns around to call Rich and he's like, yeah, Oh, she's getting your tattoo covered up. She talking about me? I'ma be there. Rich, you must have nothing to do with your life because you was at that shop in like point 2 seconds flat. I think you were just waiting around the corner like, she'll never get that tattoo removed. But the tattoo came out rather nicely. Duchess does nice work. In the next scene, Alex and Dice sit down for a slice of pizza. Irrelevant. Next scene, Sassy doesn't want to be the manager. I would suggest Sassy leave altogether. Because with the shade that Duchess is throwing at her and after getting rid of Puma, and yes, even though Caesar is the one who fired Puma, trust and believe if Duchess was not backing that, I don't think it would have happened that soon. And, you know, she gets to go back to being the PR person. She's happy with that for now. Duchess walks in with an attitude. She's like, Sassy's still sitting here. She needs to be gone. She can't be here because she still talks to Puma. And I think that's really childish because just because you don't like somebody, I can't like that person. Didn't we learn when we were a kid, it's okay to have friends that don't like each other? But Duchess is making it extremely difficult. And I will tell you this, if you ever work with a group of black women that do not like you, those black women will all band together to get you fired. Yes, they will. And I'm not saying it's all black women, but I have seen situations like this happen. So if you work with a group of black women and they do not like you, be very afraid. Your job is in jeopardy. So yeah, Duchess just needs to step back and let Caesar run the business. I don't even like, she's not even his wife for her to be doing all of this. It's just too much. Moving along, in the next scene, Oh Shit is doing a tattoo on a young Latino boy and he misspells against. And then Oh Shit admits, well, you know, I don't do too much of that reading. Yeah, I don't think I'd want Oh Shit to be doing my tattoos. That just wouldn't work out. Then he squeezes in an S, which doesn't look too bad, but you know, you need to get hooked on phonics, Oh Shit, because you can't be misspelling against. And it was so funny. He's like, please don't fire me. Please, I need this job. You know, I didn't really do too much schooling. So this right here, I need this job right here. But that was funny. Puma walks Sassy to the shop. Okay, even though Puma really, this isn't focusing on him, I have to point this out. Puma looks dirty to me. And I'm not saying it's because he has natural hair, because I have seen men that have gorgeous, gorgeous locks down to their back and it looks nice. But he just looks all crazy with the Coolio looking type hair. Like, dude, comb your hair. Do something with that. No. It doesn't look kept. And it's so funny because he wants to give Teddy a pound and Teddy's looking around like, okay, I did it, bye. Like he's like, I don't want to lose my job too. Everybody's scared of losing their job, walking on eggshells now because of Duchess. Duchess finds on Instagram that Sassy is bad talking her and Caesar's relationship. Okay. Sassy, I don't care how frustrated you are. We never talk about our boss on Instagram. That was a no-no. And then Duchess asks Teddy, well, you know, are you sleeping with her? Why are you defending her? And Teddy's just like, oh, no. So I like that look on Teddy's face, even though, oh no. Looks a little guilty to me. And then Sassy has a talk with Teddy. She's like, did you sleep with me? He's looking at the camera like, no. Did you sleep with me? Is the camera still looking? No. You know that look on men's face when they have to lie? No. And Sassy really ends up quitting, and I feel bad for her, but Duchess is just being unbearable, and she's just making the work environment unbearable. So really, what other options was Sassy left with? Duchess is just not, she's illogical, not reasonable. I would hate to work with somebody like that. But let me know what you think. Comment and subscribe below.